Hey, so welcome back. And as you know, in my planning for the AT thru hike in 2025, I went to REI to purchase a brand new backpack. And so in the previous video, I've already showed you the evolution of my backpack. This is an Osprey Ether 65. Pretty good so far. And so I've been training with it for a good maybe 3 weeks now, and it's working perfectly fitted. But when I was there at REI and I told them what I intended to do, they said you're probably going to need one of these. And so this is a Bear Vault. This is a food canister. And so I went back to REI kind of figuring it, okay, if I'm going to store my food, this might as well be the place. And so the issue isn't how to pack it, the issue is how to put this in here where it works correctly. And so that's been the bigger issue. Because if you put weight in different spots on the pack, it weighs differently on your back. And so the lower the weight, or I should say the heavier weight on the bottom, down here, puts a whole lot of stress on your legs. And so that's not what you want to do. So I did try that for a couple of days, and it just kind of wore, and my legs were fatigued much sooner than they should have been. But there's only so much place. There are only so many places in the backpack where that's going to go. And so I had to kind of, trial and error. Where does it go? So what I figured out for this is my sleep system, minus my tent, basically all the sleeping gear, my sleeping bag, tent poles, and all the other stuff at the bottom. Then I've got some clothes. But right about here, so we're about midway to the top, this is where this goes. And so I'm just going to put it in. And next to it, I've got some other gear. But that's pretty much where it's going to fit when I'm hiking. And so far, for the past week, that is where it's been. On top of that, just because of the size of this thing, my tent goes on top. And that actually has worked for me in terms of where all the weight sits. So all the food and the heavy part is right here in the center of my back. It does not weigh heavy on the legs. And actually it works pretty good. So when everything's on my back and all the straps are tight, everything's working. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that looks now. Okay, so that's good around the waist. Good up here. Good straps here. And so, again, no stress on the legs. All the weight's in the middle of the pack. Nothing's hanging out. and I'm good to go. So I'm doing 12 miles daily, more on the weekends. Hopefully this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Take care.